we were both very excited for this meeting today, and I would like to let you share with us the intention for this journey today. We would love to know what is the intention for this journey today.
You said you want to know about information.
So you're willing to bring some information through?
Yes.
Wonderful. Is there something that you already had in mind, something that you wish to bring through?
There are so many beings that want to give out information.
Okay.
But they want to know which one of them.
And I'm wondering what kind of beings are the ones who would like to communicate with us. Could you give a description or of some sort?
They are deciding on which one.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for them.
We are waiting too.
I guess it's unexpected.
We like surprises. We would just wish the most appropriate being and information to come through. That is for the highest good of both of us and the collective.
All of them are. Maybe I choose which one because I can see colors.
Okay. What colors do you see?
I see pink. I see lila, like lilac color, but very bright, a bright one. And I see white, and I see very light leafy green. They're all colors. I guess they're all energies, all colors. And they're all moving in all different directions, but together. And they're all here. It's like a celebration.
A celebration?
Yeah.
What do they celebrate?
They're just happy to be here. I can see yellow now. It's all moving like in a kind of smoky kind of movement. Slow but in harmony.
What kind of emotions do they vibrate?
Happy.
Joy?
Joy.
Beautiful.
Welcoming.
We welcome
accepting. Just in unison. And they're all settling in.
In what way?
They're all coming together.
Like merging, you mean?
Yeah, they're merging. And you know how humans knit when they are knitting like a sweater or like a cap with wool. They use the wool to knit and put everything together. That's what these colors are doing now. Tangling with each other and they're coming together.
So the colors are merging too?
They are merging and they are going in between one another and tangling, but not like tangle. It's tangling, but in a very harmonious way. So you know which color is going to which direction, so you can trace the color and where it is going to.
Are these colors represent different kinds of energies or consciousnesses?
Yeah, they represent different kinds of energy and what they do, what they specialize in, and what they carry with them. But it's so amazing because they are working in unison, even though they are of different colors and vibrating differently. But they're all working in unison. It's not like a ball. It's not like a ball and it's rolling. And now I can see only one. And this is the lila.
The lila. Okay.
I can see only the lila now.
What is it doing?
It's coming down towards me. It's settling down on my face in the third eyes area.
How does it feel?
I can feel a poke there right in the middle between my eyes. It says harmony. It says warmth. It says happy. It says joy. It says love making. It says free. It says be. It says just be. Exist. And dance. It says don't take anything too serious. It's just an illusion. Now it's like water. A kind of purple water. It is free like water.
Mm.
It's making symbols.
What kind of symbols? Can you describe them?
It's water going round in circle.
Mm. What does it represent?
Eternity, eternal,
Mm.
eternal circle. It's always going to keep moving like that.
Mm.
Round, round and round. This is how energy moves. It keeps going round and round and round. Now I see different colors going in the same direction, round, like water. This is how it should be. This is how humans should be.
Mm.
We should move like this, together, but in harmony, but together. He says this is how we can, this is the way we can bring down the system, if we can move like this, in harmony.
And how can we do that?
He said everything it has mentioned before,
Mm.
not taking it seriously, will weaken them. Like weaken the system will be weak and it will break down. That the system is strong is because we are giving it our attention.
What do you mean?
I think it's talking about the system of control of the human mind.
How it exists on Earth?
How it exists on
Like
on
the
Earth.
Matrix, what we call?
Yes. He said we are giving it attention. That is why it is very strong. But if we move like this in a circle, like this circle that I'm seeing with different colors, if we move like this in harmony, not taking things seriously, then the system will fall.
How is this going to happen? How will this behavior, approach, or is going to bring the system down?
The system is put in place to hold us captive and make us think. This is humans now. Makes humans think that their life depends on it, but it doesn't, because the system is feeding off the lives of the human being. And if they don't pay attention to it, for example, like the politics, just don't let them affect you.
But I'm thinking, if we ignore them, don't they then just do what they want?
If they are ignored, they will stop. It is because humans are giving them reasons to go on. That is why they keep going on.
It's like their energy is feeding
It's
them.
feeding them.
Our attention.
Yes, it's feeding them.
Okay.
So when they are ignored, they will stop.
They fade out.
They will fade out. They will also join the humans and just be.
Wow.
That's the only thing. Just ignore them and just move in unison, just like the light in front of me, like the energy that is moving in front of me. You just not take them seriously, because they are all playing games. It's all their own game, and they are playing it is because we are giving them attention. Humans are giving them attention. So they are taking advantage of the attention they are getting to create even more and more blocks for them.
So they feed from this energy.
They feed from it. So if humans would just let go and just be free from them and realize that their life does not depend on these systems, then the systems will fall, and join them in the movement, in this harmonious movement, this not taking things seriously, not taking it tightly, not holding it too tight, but just let it go, because life does not depend on it. Life on earth does not depend on the system. You can exist without it.
There are many thousands of beings that are praying and dreaming of this time when we will be free of all these suppressive systems.
Yes. But these people are the ones feeding it. And that's what we are saying. They should stop feeding it. They should stop. It depends on them. That time will come, but the individual has to break loose from it. The individual has to stop taking it too seriously. The individual has to stop attaching emotion to it. It's the emotion that is feeding it.
Because it's energy. Eh?
Because it's energy, and it's a very strong energy. Just take it as one of those things on earth, because the people that have been affected, for example, in the tsunamis, in the earthquakes, in the flood, the fire, those people that have been affected, it's not a bad thing. It's part of the experience they have come for. It's okay to worry, it's okay to care for them, but you cannot change what has happened. So just let it go, so that we can move on. This is about this circle in front of me. This movement is letting go and keep going.
And accepting also.
Accepting it, taking it as one of those things.
Yeah.
And not attach emotion to it and blame other people for it. Nobody should be blamed for anything. Just let everyone experience their life the way they want it. Don't blame them for anything. Even the politicians should not be blamed. They are also doing what they think is best for them.
Yeah.
They are also having fun doing what they are doing. They are happy with it. And even if the system falls, they will still be happy. It doesn't stop them from achieving anything. Because they know that their life does not depend on it too. So what's the point? There's no point wasting time and energy on something that can evaporate by itself. Something that will just go away by itself when attention is not paid to it. The energy, the emotion should be put in place for other human beings to come together and in harmony and be happy. Just be happy. The human body is not built for any specific thing or for any limited thing. It's built to be free. And give it the freedom to express itself in any way it wants to express itself.
That's how we express the divine through us, right?
That's how we express the divine through us. Let it be. We just we were going through some. We allowed this person, Gloria, to go through something that we are very interested in talking about right now. And that is about biological human beings who came in with dual. They call them intersex. They used to call them hermaphrodites. They exist. They exist. It's just human nature.
Just like having
two
sexes at the
same body.
Yes.
They exist. Yeah. It's normal. It's normal. They should stop it. What? They should stop stopping it. They stop them from being.
How? What do you mean?
They take them to the hospital and operate them.
Oh my God.
They take out one of the sexes.
Wow.
They block the other one.
What is the purpose of these beings?
Because the human system says they have to be either be a man or a woman. And there's no combined biological sex on one body. The humans of this days do not believe in it.
Yeah, it's not common.
It is common. They are doing it in the hospitals. The parents and the doctors are doing it. When a child is born and they see two sexes there, they closed one of them. Either they close the vagina or surgically, or they take out the male organ. So they leave one of them.
I wonder what is the divine purpose of a being want to experience such a body.
It's fun. It's a way that the energy wants to experience them at the same time, both of them, and not restricting itself to one type, or not restricting itself to say, I'm a man, I go with a woman, or I'm a woman, I go with a man. Energy wants to express itself. Look at the plants. The plants do not segregate between a man and a woman. They just have sex every time. And animals don't care. But why do humans care? Why? Let the energy express itself the way it wants to. This is why we are here. This is why these people came in like this. It is the energy that is in the body. It is not just the body. Besides, the body has its own intelligence and wants to express itself too. So when it's an energy that does not have any sex, enters a body that has one or the other or both, it will experience it anyway. What I mean is, if an energy which does not have any, what you call it, gender.
Gender, yes.
Energy does not have gender. It is the biological human body that has a gender. But if an energy enters a human body that has a gender and decides that it wants to experience the human body in an opposite gender that it is already, it has the right to. It has the ability to. Besides, it is humans that said it, or humans place this thing upon themselves, this limitation that says a man must have sex with only a woman. It is humans that placed it on themselves. It is not the energy, neither is it the body. Because the body, when allowed to be itself, can be attracted to anything, man or woman. It can be attracted to anything. It can be attracted to both and none. So there's no restriction. And they have to stop doing this thing to these babies. It's not fair. They go through pain. And these pains stick with them until they are grown. They still have that stigma in them. So they stigmatize themselves before even the society starts stigmatizing them. And this is a very big limitation. Some of them grow up feeling like they are the opposite sex and want to do what they call transgender. Meanwhile, in birth, they wear what they wear. Do you understand what I mean? For example, a woman wants to transgender or trans from being a woman to a man, while in reality at birth she was actually a man. If she was born with two sexes, two genitals, let's say, and they see that the male genital is smaller than the female genital, they cut off the male genitals and then allow her to grow like a girl. And then she gets to middle age and begins to feel to be a man. And then she wants to transfer from being a woman into being a man. While in original sense, she was both.
Yes.
But one was taken away from her.
Yes.
And now she's a grown woman and feels she has the freedom to choose what she wants, and then she becomes a man. She starts taking the pills, she starts going to operation to be a man, and then she becomes a man, and then she wants to be a woman again. This is confusing.
Yes.
And it emotionally breaks them down.
Yes.
They go into isolation.
Yeah.
And this is what we don't want. No human should be isolated,
Yeah.
either by themselves or by the society. Let them be. They have two genitals, they have two personalities, they have two types of energy in one body. Let it express itself naturally. Just let it be. It is common.
Yeah. I have a question regarding transgender. I wonder what is your view on people who are born in either male or female body, and then they want to change their gender. What is your view on that?
I think society made it so. It shouldn't be like that. If these people were allowed to be themselves right from their childhood, and the society accept them the way they are, they won't think of doing any kind of trans whatever. They would not think of it. If they are thinking of it, is because the society made them to do so.
That they think that if they have a female looking body, they would be accepted.
They will be accepted
for the energy which is female.
Yes.
But
they think a man who wants to be a woman thinks that being a woman will make the life easier for him, and would prefer to have woman, female features to make them look more acceptable, to make them look weaker than they think, or because the society view a man's structure as the strong one. And these people have female energy.
Yeah.
So they want to identify with that female energy so that society will accept them the way they are. Now, if society will accept them being female energy in a masculine body from childhood up to adulthood, and just take them the way they are, they will not think of having a female body.
They would not need
it, because it's not. Most of them, after doing it, realize that it's not even easy to have a female body, and then they change everything female and leave the genital out, because they know what difficulty is down there.
Yeah.
So if these people are psychologically healthy, accepted, that's what I mean by psychological health.
Yes.
If they had it from birth to adulthood, they will not think of having to take any medication to transgend. They will not think of it. Society push them so hard, deny them of their energy being the opposite of what the biological body is. And then they've been pushed too hard that they want to be accepted. This is the word. They want to be accepted in the society. And there's always a backslash, which is a very painful aspect of it.
Yeah, because you go against the nature.
Because you go against the biological, the nature, because you want to identify with the energy inside. And then they manipulate the body through medication or through surgery. This way they have pains. The body is hurting because the body is doing what you are inflicting pain on the body.
It's violent.
And it's violent. And then you think you're going to enjoy it afterwards. Well, maybe you enjoy it because the society have accepted you, but the pain and the medication you have to take every day is a big sacrifice. To do that all your life.
No, it's a torture.
It's torture. So another thing is, apart from the society, the individual who have this, they should be contented with it and express it. They should have the courage to express it, because it's not about the body, it's about the energy, because the body will do anything the energy wants. This is how flexible the body is.
What do you mean?
What I mean is, if a female energy is in a masculine male body, the female energy will want to go with females, let's say, or with male. Female energy, masculine body, would like to go with male. For example, they call it gay, and they stigmatize them. Society stigmatizes them.
Yeah.
Now, I'm saying they should have the courage to go through it and be. And all this grouping, they call them lesbian group or gay group or straight people's group. This is doing more harm than good.
Yeah, it's separation.
It's separation. It should be stopped. They should try and stop it. They should mix. And the fact is, the ones who call themselves straight are straight in the eyes of the society. But when you look at them very well, they are not as straight as they think. It is self-denial, first and foremost, because they want to please the society. They deny themselves of the other feeling they are suppressing. So a married woman who is married and wants to remain faithful to her husband suppresses her desire for another woman because she's straight.
Not supposed to, yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? This is self-denial. This suppression would find its way into something else.
Yeah. And get distorted.
And it will get distorted. So we are here to tell humans to allow themselves to be. Stop all this programming, because they are not natural. Falling in love is natural. You can fall in love with anyone, with anything, and not be married to it. If you allow them to be, they will be in harmony. They will love, because they are social creatures. They become violent because you are stopping them from doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
So they rebel against the system, so-called. But in their nature, they are not like this. These things come out of the structures that have been put in place for them.
To suppress them.
To suppress them. And this gives birth to all the inequalities going on among humans today.
Yeah.
They don't need it. This is not the human nature. Human nature is color, moving in harmony. It can move in different directions and still be happy. It can move in one direction and still be happy. The human body has nothing against energy. It allows energy to move it. It is the structures of limitation that has created problems.
Yeah. Can I touch upon another subject
Yes, please.
that I'm interested in? Pedophiles.
Pedophiles. Okay. Now, this is a very controversial topic.
Yes, that's why I bring it up. I would like your perspective.
Yes. It's human nature again. It's human nature. It's sad that humans don't know themselves. It is sad that humans don't know their nature. They don't know their nature. They are very sensual human beings. Very, very, very.
And they're afraid of it also, of their
Because they don't know. Because they don't know. They don't know how to use it. They don't want to confront the fact that it is there. Because they have been taught that it is bad. It's only made in the institution of marriage between man and woman. That is the teaching that has been stuck down the throat of every human being for centuries, and they have come to believe that it is like that. But I'm saying right now, it is not like that. Children have sex. Do you know that?
Yeah.
That is the biology of the human body. Is sexual.
From a very young age, right?
From birth, from conception. I mean, it is true that you got conceived anyway.
Yeah.
So why should there be any limitation to it? It is the limitation that make these grown-up people to do what they are doing. Pedophiles are sick people because they have been limited. They have been forced to do what they are doing from the system. Again, going back to the system. Okay, let's go back to when I said it's human nature. Children have sex when they are allowed to have it, where they are taught. They have to be taught, first of all, to be able to regulate it, to control it, but not deny it.
So from a young age,
They should have sexual education. Allow them to masturbate if they have to. It is in their nature. It is not a bad thing. It is a way of enjoying the body. Teach them to honor it, to respect it, to allow it, to enjoy it,
and to work with it, right?
and to
Because
work,
it's-
use it properly.
Yes.
Because there's a use. And I'm telling you, humans don't even know how to have sex. They are doing it the wrong way. So if they are taught from childhood, because it's part of the biology, it comes with the body, it comes with the packaging of the body. If they are taught how to do it, how to use it, how to enjoy it, and how to control it, if they are taught, these children will behave themselves and know how to use it and know when somebody is abusing them. Now, for these adults who are doing it to the children, these are adults. This is just a result of wrong education, suppression. These adults are a result of wrong education. And most of these adults think that they want to teach the children. But unfortunately, they are committing a crime.
Could it be, received this idea now, could it be that because maybe, perhaps, of course we cannot talk about all the cases, but some of them were so suppressed the sexual energy as they were children so much that
Yes.
later on they expressed it in that way.
Yeah. Let me
I
start.
don't know if it...
You have, yes, you're right. But let me start from, let me just make something clear.
Sure.
Humans never grow up. They are children from childhood until they grow old. They don't grow up. Situation changes them. And they think they are grown. And then they suppress the child inside. They suppress it and keep suppressing it. But not everyone has the power to suppress it long enough. So every adult wants to be reminded of his childhood. And children are so seductive, they can remind an adult of his childhood in an innocent way. They don't have to do anything to remind an adult. They just being children reminds the adult of his childhood. And the adult wants to experience that thing again because it has been suppressed so long that they want to experience it with a child. So they come back to being a child to experience it with a child. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yeah.
And that is the crime. Because they don't grow. Humans just suppress and suppress and suppress and suppress. They never grow. They will grow when they are allowed to express that thing that needs to be expressed. At the appropriate time, it should be expressed. It should be allowed to. Otherwise, it will come back and haunt them later. And then they start committing what you call crime. An adult doing it with a child in human society is a crime. It shouldn't be. If this adult were allowed to express themselves at the time they should experience that, they will have grown past it. They will have grown. But because they were not allowed, they suppress it and they never grow.
And how can you help these people that they are doing this as an adult?
It's through therapy. It's only therapy. They have to relive that life again. They have to go back there.
In the childhood.
Back to the childhood and heal it. And heal it means experiencing it there, allowing themselves to experience it at that time. It can be done mentally. And then allow the adult to free the child inside. That's it. It's a simple way to deal with. It's a simple thing to deal with. But because society is built in a way that you judge these people so harshly that they become even worse. Because you see, something with human nature is when you tell someone don't do this, that is the one that will be so attractive to do. That's human nature. That is why these systems are put in place to distort the human nature. It's not to encourage it. These systems are put in place to distort it.
Because we are not built to be suppressed, right?
No.
We're supposed to be free, so you naturally react.
Yes.
To suppression.
To suppression.
Which is not what you want.
And which is not what anybody wants. And reacting at the wrong time.
Yes.
So this is what is happening to the pedophilias. Now they call them sick. Yes. Now they are sick.
They became sick.
They become sick from the system.
Yeah.
And like we said, when you suppress something, it will show itself in another form. And this is it. And for the children, I wish we have teachers to teach them right. Because if they are not taught correctly, they will also grow up to be pedophilias. It will not stop unless the children are well taught.
So the education system really needs to change that.
The education system is part of the system. It's part of the system. What education was meant to be has failed completely. It has failed completely. Children no longer go to school to respect one another. They go to school to compete among one another. It has gotten worse than it was 50 years ago. And it's sad.
How can we change that?
When people start speaking out. When people start speaking out against the system. Not in violence, but like we said earlier, don't take it to heart. There are special schools that are coming up now. If your child cannot go to the normal mainstream school because it's really harsh, then take them to schools where they can perform better. There are schools these days that are not in the mainstream, although they are more expensive because they are not mainstream education, but they do exist. If the children are not well taught, we will continue to have pedophilias among us in the society. And these are the human nature that humans need to address. Children should be allowed to have sex. It's part of them. You can teach them to have it with themselves. First, but that's what it should be. You have to learn yourself, discover your body before you start sharing it with someone. So in childhood, allow them to learn their own body. Find out what makes them happy. This is all, they call it seduction. It's not just about sex, it's about knowing who you are. And knowing how to use your strength as well as your so-called weaknesses. We are not really happy that humans don't know themselves. And this is what we are trying to tell them. They should understand their nature. First and foremost, understand their nature. Their nature is very versatile. It's not restricted. And when this is done, then you can evolve. But there's no evolution when there's so many limitations here and there.
Thank you so much for this information. May I ask, what do you represent as an energy, as a consciousness, so that we know with perhaps identify with whom we speak with?
We're energies, and we are everywhere. It's funny how happy we can be on Earth where there is a lot of chaos, but we are still happy because it's part of us. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. We are on Earth. We are in space. We are breathed in and out. We are everywhere. Every planet, every universe perceive us. We just exist. This is what we do. Just exist and be happy.
Do you have a name or something?
No. We just present ourselves in colors.
Are you in any way connected with the angelic realm?
Yes. Yes, actually. We were there when they were deciding which one is going to come up to talk. And we were looking at them and was waiting until one of them came. And this is the one you call Lila. And we know them in colors.
Yeah, and I heard that angels often present themselves through color. That's why I thought that it might be related to angelic energy.
It was more like a spontaneous thing, and they were who is gonna go? This door is open. Somebody should go. Somebody should go and give information. and yeah, it's amazing when somebody volunteers to come and say something.
Thank you very much for doing this. We really appreciate it, and we would like to connect with you again in the future if you would be available.
We are always there, and we are always happy to answer your questions. We are always there, always.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Do you have any message before we close? Any last message or we want to share with us?
We have given out our message already. And our message is that humans should be free and allow themselves to experience that freedom. They should be free. They should recognize the fact that they are all the same, and there's no separate. This segregation is not something that it's not their nature. They should know that they are the reflection of one another. You can't hate yourself. You cannot hate yourself. So if you hate another human being, you are hating a part of you that you are suppressing. That's what we want them to know. That part of you that you suppress is the one you hate in another person. They should know that. So if any human being is hating on another human being, it's just part of you. That part of you don't want to express.
This is profound.
And it shouldn't be. Express yourself and be happy.
Yeah.
That's our message.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here for us today.